We got to Colossians chapter 2, verse 8, all right? So I'm going to read verse 8 one more time. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy. Are you hearing that? And vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ. So be careful what of these things that they're telling you. Be careful, all right? Because there are so many different teachers, and they lure you, especially young people. They promise you Shangri-Las. And then, what do they give you? Dystopia. Look at this. Put it in an amplified version and read. Let's read from the amplified. See to it that no one carries you off as spoil or makes you yourselves captive by his so-called philosophy and intellectualism. Don't be carried away by their high-sounding speeches. Don't be carried away. Oh, you know, in the World Economic Forum, how they led some of those leaders. You know, these are old cats. They know exactly what to do to young people. They're old cats. I mean, I'm telling you, the guy, the founder of the World Economic Forum, you can see him. He's an old cat. He knows exactly. Oh, he sees this young, youthful-looking leader, and he tells him how handsome he is, how intelligent he is, and how he's such a wonderful leader for his country. And if we can just support you from the WEF, you will be a wonder to your country. And the guy is completely paralyzed, mesmerized. You understand? He's carried away because this guy, he's trained. He knows. He's trained himself. He's got some mastery in dealing with people. So then that leader, they give him an assignment. Now he's carrying an assignment that's more important to him than his country. He's just been given an assignment in the World Economic Forum. Think about it. Oh, now they're going to have another seminar in some country somewhere, and we need you to come, and they give him 5 minutes to talk there. He has abandoned his nation that put him in office. May God give you wisdom. I pray for leaders of nations. That God will give them wisdom to come out of that prison, to come out of that pit, to come out of that snare. Because currently the WEF is a snare. It's a trap. Including the rankings, the ESG. It's all a fake ranking. Why do you accept it? They're using you to, and they give a veiled threat. They say very nicely, you know, the world is changing. And if you don't change with us, you'll be left behind. You don't want to be left behind. That's a threat. You'll be left behind. And to be left behind is not so nice, because it actually means if you're left behind, there's a kind of destruction of your country. How can you really stand against the rest of the world? All the world is moving in one direction. Why would you want to stay behind? They're very nice to you, but they're giving you a threat. So think about joining us. It's the best thing you can do. Think about joining us. And then you look at your country. They are still using the 1970s guns. How are you going to stand with the superpowers with their nuclear arsenal? So you say, I mean, you remember all the old faces in your parliament, you know. You think, I'm going back to that place to face those people. So you accept what they're telling you. Take pride in your country. Take pride in your country. if you're a political leader, take pride in your country. All right? There's no nation that you have today that evolved to where it is by itself overnight. Some people were responsible for doing it. Oh, you say, well, Pastor Chris, that took hundreds of years for those people. We don't have that time. You have actually more time than they had, because you have more knowledge now, better technology now. All you need is the willpower, the ability to make a decision and say, this is what you're going to do. And within 2 years, you'll be amazed what you can do for your country. If you only decide to provide answers, provide solutions. If people can mean something to you again, if your dream, maybe when you were younger you had a dream, let that dream come alive. And don't allow yourself to be brought low by being made to feel you can do nothing for your country except all the others from somewhere else in the world come to your aid. Wake up. Take pride in your country. Think differently. Remember, if you can help one person, you have helped 10. If you can help one person, you have helped 1,000. Remember, it matters. Think about some countries in Africa today or Southern Asia. I showed you what plans they have for you. And think, what has happened to your education? Where are your students? Where are your young people? Are they in school? Or are they sent home without school? What's going on in your country? Are the young people being educated? Are they being trained? Are they being built for the future? Or have you abandoned them? What are you doing with your young people? Are you expecting somehow UNICEF to help you? No, their plans are not for your good. They're trying to help you. If they were trying to help you, they would have done that a long time ago. You're not on their good agenda. Make no mistakes about it. Do something for your country. Do something for your country. Doesn't matter what level. Instead of, one of the problems that many have today in politics all over the world, is that when they come into office, they spend the next few years trying to remain in office. Because being in office today is no longer about trying to do something for your country. It's about defending the agenda of certain class or sect. So trying to defend the agenda for a certain group of people, a certain class or sect. And when I was talking about the Greek mythology, what's a myth? So, in Greek mythology, they created several stories. These stories were never true. In real life, some of them were inspired by demons. Like the story of ZEUS and EUROPA. That was inspired by demons. And that's what the Bible tells us. When John saw that in the book of Revelation, when John saw that in Revelation chapter 17, he says, I wondered with great admiration because he had heard the story. And now he was shown in the Revelation something that was actually inspired by evil spirits, demons of darkness. And that story is the foundation on which Europe is founding itself, building itself. It's building itself on a lie. Who was Zeus? The demon. So to them, Zeus was the god of gods. He controlled the spirit realm and is expected to somehow take care of them. And so when you understand their mythology, you can see where they're coming from, why their reasoning is the way it is. Demonic stories. And by the way, almost all cultures have it, because they seek some explanation for where they've been and where they're at and what kind of a future they want to chart. But the truth is only in Jesus Christ. The truth is only in Jesus Christ. Truth is reality. The unshakable foundation is Jesus Christ. So I wanted to give you that background in verse 8, because it explains some of the things he's going to say from the next verse. But let's read it again. So see to it that no one carries you off as spoil. Okay? In other words, don't become one of their gains. Because they win you to their side, you are now a spoil. You have been taken as one of their gains. They've won you as a prize. So they send out even emails to a lot of young people, nominating them to some organization in America. And so they know those are things you want to do. I mean, they know that you can't wait to jump out of your country if you're in Africa or in Southern Asia. You can't wait to jump out. So they offer you a lot of things. In fact, nowadays they're not even offering some. They're offering them to stay in your country and be our representative, because they don't even want you in their country anymore. They say, stay in your country, you become our representative. They're actually raising you to be a spy, because that's the training. They're going to train you for that, and you better say no. Yeah. So they're raising you to be a spy, is even one of the lightest ones. And the next thing is they train you to become you remember NSAS?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, something like that. That's what they want to use you for, to destroy your own country. Then they laugh at you. Listen, when you disagree with government, don't destroy your properties. You're free to disagree with your government. You can disagree. You can have a protest. But never accept. Don't allow anyone inspire you to destroy the buildings and destroy the offices and destroy cars in the streets and don't destroy anything. Because even if those things don't belong to you personally, they still belong to you, because that is your country. Don't destroy your country. Don't let anyone inspire you to do such evil things. Think about it. After destroying the shops, after destroying the buses, you still need to use them. Then the government will tax you to build new ones, so to get new ones. They tax you because even if you're too young to pay the tax, or you don't have a job, they will tax your uncle, or your friend, or your dad. Somebody close to you is going to be paying for the destruction that you effected. Listen, by destroying things in your country, you never win. You never prove a point. In fact, you show yourself to have been foolish, to have been deceived and misled. So take what I've told you. Take it seriously. If they tell you, let's go and destroy, they say no. Don't destroy. Don't destroy. Oh, those people stole money to build this and stole money to build that. But it's your money. So now that they have built it, you wait. Use legal means. Through legal means, maybe they will assign them to you. Someday, if it is true that they were built by stolen money, maybe someday. But if you destroy them, you have no claims, you have nothing. You have lost. So whichever way you lose by destroying things in your country, don't let protests degenerate to that level. Distinguish yourself as a young man, as a young woman. Distinguish yourself. Think differently. When I was younger and a student in school, we did participate in protests because we had issues. There were things we didn't agree with, but there was no way under the sun that anyone was going to convince me for us to destroy the school property or destroy anything belonging to the government. No, because our understanding was the school was ours, the government was ours. When the issues are resolved, we will still need those things. Why destroy them? Makes no sense. And those of you on campuses, give this information to others. Share it with others. Let them understand. There's a better way. Don't let those who have the wrong ideas misuse you. And this is all the Bible is telling you too. Look at, so we go back to read. It says, see to it that no one carries you off as spoil or makes you yourselves captive by his so-called philosophy and intellectualism and vain deceit, idle fancies and plain nonsense. Think about that. That's in the Bible. Following human tradition, men's ideas of the material rather than the spiritual world. Just crude notions, following the rudimentary and elemental teachings of the universe and disregarding the teachings of Christ the Messiah.